What's up, guys? How you doing? Cowboy Crunk coming to you from Houston, Texas, here in the Magnolia Magnasty. I know I've been missing in action here a little bit, and there's a big reason for that. I've just been a little busy, but more than busy, I've been completely overwhelmed and frustrated with what this offense is doing. I'm tired of Marinelli. I'm tired of Dak not playing to the potential he has to play to because of Marinelli. I don't think he's getting proper coaching from Kellen Moore. And we are headed into the playoffs. We have the whole world in our hand. The whole world right now. We have the players to win this. If we can get our offensive mind straight. If we can get the offensive side of the ball playing well. We just played the power rankings. Just watch the power rankings. Tampa Bay was 29th or 30th. I was watching it, but we were ranked 13th. We're ranked behind Seattle, which is 9th. And I know that these things are kind of, but you really got to look at this. The rankings are, they flip-flop a little bit, but these things hold a little value. They may be off a little bit here and there from our personal opinion, but guys, with what we have, the players we have the number one running back in the league. You can throw him up there with Gurley. I think those two guys are the number one. We had 5 Pro Bowlers, 3 on offense. How do we have 3 offensive players on the Pro Bowl? Only 2 defenders. But our defense is ranked in the top 5, and our offense is ranked in the bottom 8, probably 8 teams in the league. Our offense in the red zone is ranked 31st, and the reason is this play calling. It's complete horrible junk. We've complained about it. We've said things. Why? What? For what reason? I have so much to say, guys. I don't know how long you want to stick in with this, but I'm going to go until I go, and when my batteries run out or I start repeating myself, I'm going to quit. But guys, I'm really sick and tired of this offense and the management above the offensive coordinator allowing it to happen, and that's probably my biggest problem with Jason Garrett. I don't think Jason Garrett is a horrible coach. I listen to him talk, and I like what he says. I like the way he manages the team. I think the team likes him. But he lets that offensive coordinator do what he wants. For what reason has Amari Cooper in the last 2 weeks fallen off, had no targets, had no plays run for him? Every play that they were running for Amari Cooper that was schemed for him, and he was the first read, the first reads now, they're splitting between Gallup and Hearns. And you don't see any first reads to Amari Cooper anymore. Very little. Before, when we got Amari Cooper, after that first game we had him, the second game Amari Cooper played, we were targeting him in the first quarter. It was 4 to 5 times. The third game he played was the same thing. We went away from that because he made some statements similar to what Bryant made, similar to what Butler has made, similar to what all of us are saying. I don't know one person that is happy with Rob Marinelli, and most people don't lump Kellen Moore into that. I don't think they lump him into it because he's so young and so he doesn't have the experience. Well, why would we have a young, inexperienced quarterback coach for a young quarterback that needs a quarterback coach? I can understand if he was quarterback coaching Drew Brees and he's a young guy and you want to bring him along as a quarterback coach. Drew Brees doesn't need a quarterback coach. So you could hire Kellen Moore and say, Drew Brees, teach this guy how to be a quarterback coach. Just keep his schedule for him, keep his things in line, help him keep whatever he needs. You're his quarterback coach, but you're his assistant. Do what he needs. That's what Kellen Moore needs to work with. We don't need Kellen Moore teaching Dak Prescott, who has more experience than him. Well, it is kind of similar. He does have more experience and is a better quarterback than Kellen Moore could or would have been, or else they would have given him the opportunity. So why is he in that position? I am not understanding this thing. I have worked at high-level business with high-level businessmen the last 10, 15 years that I've been working. The last 7 or 8 years, I handle contracts with the military where I work with generals, I work with colonels, I go in meetings, and I can tell right away who's the a-hole that don't want to listen to you because you're a civilian, no matter what you have to say, and who the ones that come in and say, hey, this guy's been over there for 14 years, he knows what he's talking about, and that's when we get things done. And I think Linehan has a problem when someone says something, he has to prove them wrong, that he is right, that he knows what he's doing, that the offense is running fine, and if you don't like it, you need to walk. And if you don't like it, I'm going to put you in the corner like Amari Cooper is right now, and I'm gonna cut your targets, and I'm going to cut the play calls that are going to you. Guys, we can't have that kind of egotistical male drama that goes on in the workforce and business level stuff. You can't have that going on a football team. You can't, there's not a damn team that has one of these that I can tell you has said that the whole nation of the Cowboys or the whole nation of Steelers or whatever was against their offensive coordinator. I have spoke to no one that's happy with our offensive coordinator, our offensive play calling, and the play of Dak Prescott completely. I agree he needs to work on his accuracy. I like him as a safe, working leader. He's a leader beyond belief, man. That guy can lead these teams. These guys, he could throw 15 incomplete passes, and he could tell them he's going to do something, and they would follow him. I like that. I do like that. I like that about him. He's going to get better. We're going to have to get some time, but he's not getting the proper play calls he needs to fit his type of offense. They need to force him to run a little more. And like I've said before, guys, I don't know if this is coming from Dak on the read options. He just chooses to hand it off a lot. I don't know on the RPOs. He seems like he likes, he doesn't want to keep the ball. He's got to keep the ball or they're not going to respect that. He's got to run the ball 6 to 8 times a game or they're not going to respect the fake handoff or the read option. They're not going to respect the RPO. They're going to respect the R and the pass. They're going to the run and the pass. But for that to be effective, Dak's got to run it a little bit. And this stuff in the red zone, they've done the same thing to Rico Gathers. I'm sick and tired of putting my jersey on Sunday and then taking it off. That's what I've done these last couple Sundays. I put my Rico Gather jerseys on, I took it off, and I switched to my War Daddy or I switched to my Smith jersey. And I don't mind doing that. Of course I want to support those guys, but I'm pulling for Rico Gather so much because I know that dude would step in and be an outstanding receiver at the tight end position. I watched a thing just this week on Marinelli, and he's talking about Swain, and Swain has been hurt, and all these things, and the 2 young guys have stepped up, and I'm like, he don't even consider Rico Gathers. I can tell you guys right now, if you still have that thought, if you still have that belief, it's not going to happen, and that's why I've disappeared. I've kind of been off the map because I have not wanted. We've made the playoffs. It's Christmas. It's a time to be jolly and festive. And I just don't feel that way when I turn the TV on and it's time for football. I've spent time with my family. It's been great. I hope all of you guys have as well. But I'm completely torn up about this offense. And man, Randy Gregory. And I will tell you this too. Many blessings to Tyrone Crawford. A big part of our team, a captain, a very well-rounded guy, a respected guy in the locker room. He does it great start to finish. He's staying healthy. He's doing the right things. They ask him to cut weight, he cuts weight. They ask him to put on weight, he puts on weight. They ask him to move inside, he moves inside. Even they ask him to go back outside. He's doing it all, dude. Tyrone Crawford, good props to you. But when he got injured, it's the same thing I've been kind of looking for with the tight ends. I was looking for a reason that Rico Gathers how could Rico Gathers get on? How would they be forced to put him on there? And when George Swain got hurt, I always, don't want injuries, and of course, but the one thing I said is maybe Rico will get an opportunity now. When Tyrone Crawford got hurt, I said the same thing. Now Randy Gregory is going to get put on the field. If you look at the amount of snaps Randy Gregory has had and the production he's had, I think he's at 6 sacks now. And you look at the amount of snaps that the other guys have in ratio to their, he would have more sacks than DeMarcus Lawrence. Now I know he's had some penalties, and that is because, and I'll tell you this as an official and refereeing football in the past, I have seen the referees, hey, you got to watch that 94. He plays a little dirty, especially on the line play. On the line play and the defensive safeties are a big one. Cornerbacks, you discuss it in pregame. Hey, watch the hand check. 24 likes the hand check, or 31 likes to pull the jersey. You know, at this level, dude, they evaluate tape just like the coaches do. Week before they start watching defensive film on the defense and the referees, and that's another reason I think we get penalized so heavily. There's so much film on the Dallas Cowboys week to week on the TV. They watch it and they watch it. They're watching for Randy Gregory to do any damn thing. And as soon as he hits a quarterback low, well, where else was he supposed to hit him? As soon as Xavier Woods hits a quarterback, and he didn't use his helmet. The call wasn't a helmet to helmet, or it wasn't using his helmet. It was hitting a defenseless player. And the way that rule is written is, if a player is making a reception and is concentrating on the ball and is not protecting himself, if once he catches it and pulls his arm down, or once if he sees the defender coming and tries to move, that's different. But when he has no clue, and it's really a stupid rule, when he has no clue you're coming and he's focused on catching that ball and you nail him, they're going to call a defensive, because he's not aware that you're hitting him. And I know it's a stupid rule, because back in the day, you were taught, if you can't get to the ball, try and dislodge it, hit it. Well, you know, it's a crazy rule. But back to, I got really off track there going into the referee thing. But guys, seriously, our offense, I'm concerned about this because this is the playoffs, man. We got the world in our hands right now. We have an opportunity. We have the players. We have one of the best defenses in the league. We have some of the best offensive players in the league. Our line is still considered, you know, fairly in the top 7 or 8, I would say, top 5 maybe. We've got one of the best running backs. We've got a very good, safe quarterback that controls the game. He manages the game. He plays well when his back is against the wall. Why? Because he's forced to make a play. He's forced to throw a ball. He's forced to put it in the air. And they're forced to go to a quicker, higher speed, higher momentum. And they're forced to let him make calls. Once the play calling goes into Dak's hands, our offense looks completely different. So I've been away because I haven't wanted to say all this stuff during Christmas time. I'm sick and tired of Rob Marinelli. I actually saw a couple videos this week on the same damn thing. Michael Anthony Fitness, excellent video. You guys go watch his video. He posted pretty much the same thing. To me, there is a complete urgency to get that guy out of position, even if it's tomorrow, today. Let Jason Garrett do the play calling. Get you an offensive coordinator in this week that you know, nobody can learn the playbook in a week. I know that. But you can sit down with an offensive coordinator that can look at our playbook. Plays are similar. A lot of times it's just learning the new name of this play or how we call it, and putting play calling together is what we're lacking on. I don't think it's our plays. It's not our play design. It's not the performance of the plays. It's not our players can't perform the functions of the plays. It's the fact that they're being called in the wrong order. They're running at the wrong time, passing at the wrong time, getting in the red zone, doing the wrong things in the red zone, using the wrong players, pulling players out because they said something. You know, the Dez Bryant trade was back on. We was looking at bringing Dez Bryant back in, not trade, but bringing Dez Bryant back in, maybe looking at that. And then he throws out a couple tweets, and then that was shut down, which I think was completely ridiculous. I think Des Bryant could have came back in, been very effective. We would have ended up keeping our first-round draft pick, and we wouldn't have Amari Cooper. But I really didn't see anything Amari Cooper's done tremendously that Dak Prescott could have done 80% of that, and we would still have our first-round pick. The thing is, we were forced to throw Amari Cooper the ball because we spent a first-round draft pick on him, and it was like, we spent a first-round draft pick on this guy. You better throw him the damn ball, open or not. And they threw the ball, and Dak was capable of throwing the guy open a few times. Cooper was capable of making a few plays, yards after the catch. That's what you have to do. You have to force it in there sometimes. You don't just drop back, read one, read two, check down, drop back, and a lot of these plays are drop back, check down immediately. And that drives me nuts when Dak is checking down and he hasn't even given really the play time to develop yet. Those are the kind of things the quarterback coach would work on him. Hey man, you got rid of that too quick. You know, then on other plays he gets rid of it too late. He holds it too long. He's just not functioning completely the way a really well-organized, well-oiled, machined quarterback should function. And I think that's due to the play calling. I think it's due to putting him in situations where he's forced to do more because on first and second down we're not getting the yards we should because of the play calling. And then also because the quarterback coach, I think, is not capable of preparing him and making him better every week. So that's where I'm at. Those are my two guys. I hate doing this right now because we did make the playoffs, but making the playoffs is not good enough. We've got to take out Seattle. If we take out Seattle, we're probably looking at a game against New Orleans, in New Orleans. So it's tough to repeat on a win like that. I really am concerned about the Seattle game, and I don't want to look past them at all. But I'm just saying, if we do get past Seattle, with them having a pretty good offense and one of the best defenses in the league, and we just barely beat one of the worst defenses with a horrible offense, I don't see how we're going to have a difficult time in Seattle unless some changes are made, and unless Dak just plays brilliantly on his own without the help of the play calling. But that's where I'm at, guys. Marinelli out. Kellen Moore out. We've got to do this as soon as possible. Michael Anthony Fitness, props to you. I did like the video. DMV's video also really pretty much concerning the same thing. We've got to get Amari Cooper back in the offense. Rico Gathers, take the sticker off of him, whatever sticker you've got him labeled with. Take him out and try him because the other tight ends really have not done much this year. They've come along the last two games, but that was because we stopped going to Amari Cooper. We had to throw the ball to somebody. So the only reason the tight ends have played better is because they've taken Amari Cooper out of the offense because of his statements. So I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of this male ego crap. I'm going to be right and you're not going to be wrong, and I'm the coach and I'm going to do. It's got to stop, guys, or none of these. We'll have no more of these and no more of these. That's where it's at. Cowboy Crunk, I love you guys still. Peace out. Sorry I had to disappear, but it's Christmas time, and I don't want to bring the Christmas funk from the crunk, but I had to do it. Cowboys, go do this and get you an offensive coordinator, baby. Peace.